Top of the morning. Top of the
Is
morning.
that a
Top of the
Funsie
morning.
episode?
Funsie, yeah.
I don't think I've been on a Funsie podcast in like 2 months.
2?
Or
Has it
not
been that
time.
long?
Not
It's been a
definitely,
long
dude,
time.
because it's been a month since the last episode.
Has it been a full month?
No, I don't. Not quite, but
I think it's
feels
been
like
3
it.
weeks in my. I think so.
Yeah, I think the last episode I missed, it was just you two guys, and that was 3 weeks ago. And then we're doing bi-weekly, or one every 2 weeks. And so the last time I was on one, it was, I guess, 5 weeks ago or
Yeah,
so.
right.
So
Yeah, so we have a lot
over a
of
month,
catching up
over
to
a
do.
month. Yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff has happened, huh?
Yeah, we got to start catching up right now. We're supposed to cram all this into a single episode. They said it's
Yeah.
impossible, but we're gonna show them what's up.
They said it's
We're gonna
impossible.
try. We're gonna try.
Yeah. Full crew back.
Yeah, guys, where do we even start with this?
I don't know.
Maybe Mr. Miller, because I feel like I've seen a lot of. Well, okay,
Go throw
I haven't
coverage.
actually gotten to watch anything, but I've seen your face present on a lot of YouTube-related things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week I was in Puerto Rico. Kind of last second, actually. I got invited maybe 3 weeks ago by the TD. His name is Patrick. He's a really cool guy, and he was just like, hey, GoThro's going to be down here doing a Puerto Rico tournament. Here's why it's cool, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, oh, I'm doing this full time. You know, like, this sounds like a really fun video. Like, I wanted to tell the story of disc golf growing outside of the U.S., and I was like, this seems like a good opportunity to do it. And so I kind of started getting arrangements set up, and then they messaged me and were like, hey, actually, if you're going to come, we're going to put you on skins and like put you in a hotel. And I was like, all right, well, I'm definitely coming. Like, I was already planning on coming, and then they were like, oh, we'll do this as well. And I was like, oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. So I flew down last Tuesday, was in skins on Wednesday, practiced the course on Thursday, and then I was on feature card. And for feature card, I didn't even know I was going to be feature card for GoThro. But to my understanding, Kayla Viska and Paul Oman dropped out like a few days before the tournament. So I'm making a video about the experience, like my first time on coverage or whatever. And my like kind of talking about how it happened is like, all these awesome guys are signed up. Wait, Kayla and Paul dropped out. Who's going to be the fourth person? Is it going to be blah, blah, blah? And then it's just like, or me. And then, yeah, obviously it was me.
Dude,
Thought
and you
that's
shredded.
quack sound effect.
You made the chase card round two, too. So or
Yeah. It
going
was,
into round 3. Yeah.
It's a pretty attackable course. It's one of those courses where, like, if you're a pro, you're obviously just always going to shred it. But it's one of those courses that, like, even a talented amateur can, like, put a good round together on it. It's just the consistency is going to be what wins it. And that's where, like, you know, a pro is going to win or play well. And so, like, you know, I could definitely on a good day put a good 15 down on that course, but it's very, very windy. So putting is super tough. And then, yeah, obviously, like, being on coverage or, you know, playing a professional event is just always stressful. So, yeah, I kept up with the big guys, the big dogs on GoThro coverage. I was talking to my wife about it, and I was pretty much, you know, after the round, I was like, if you didn't know who any of us were and you watched coverage, like, you probably wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, that's 3 touring professionals and one guy who kind of sucks at disc golf. Like, I think I did a decent job, like, performing well. You know, it was, you know, Shoestrick and I were pretty tit for tat for a little while, and that's crazy.
Didn't you beat him in the end, or am I tripping?
I did. I ended up beating him by like 4 or 5 strokes. So
That's not in the video. That's not in the video. You're
Like, I know
crazy.
obviously Will's been injuries, not the same Shoestrick, but just to even say that, it's just like I beat Will Shoestrick. It's like,
yeah, I didn't
insane.
know, but I guess just recently he went back to putting righty because he had some labrum tear or something like that. That made
that's why his
him
form's
only
how
putt.
he is.
Well, supposedly it doesn't affect his backhand form. Like, it doesn't hurt at all to throw, but when he's putting, it hurts really bad, which is really
Well, I've heard the reason he
interesting.
hitches like that is because he has to like get around the elbow or
Yes,
the
that is
shoulder
correct.
thing.
I talked to him about it, so I have
Yeah, yeah.
firsthand information.
There you go.
He-
Yeah, tell us.
his labrum, it's like when he turns his wrist inwards, it hurts. But like, because
Gosh.
backhand, when you're turning it outwards, it doesn't hurt. But it's like when he's putting, he can't get any pop on the disc because it hurts.
He can't curl it.
He explained it.
Yeah,
Essentially,
okay.
how he explained it is whatever the motion is for backhand, whichever way his wrist is turning or shoulder's turning, it doesn't hurt. But for putting, it's like an opposite rotation, and that hurts for him. And so he has that is
Sorry,
my
that was me,
child.
guys.
Apologies.
That was me.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That was Ben. It wasn't my child. Sorry.
Got you.
But yeah, supposedly he has a bunch of pain when he's putting. But it was really cool to just chat with him. I chatted with Big Germ. I chatted with Luke. You know, I like, you know, I'm in this scene. I've proven myself at least a little bit, enough to get on coverage on Feature Card. But I still am a fan. And I think that's a lot of the value I provide to the audience, because it's like, you know, I'm not sitting here like, oh yeah, Will Shoestrick and Luke Humphreys and Germ are my homies. Like, I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, I'm playing with these legends, you know, like the people that have built disc golf to what it is. And it was crazy to just, you know, I stayed at the same hotel as Will Shoestrick, and we just chatted at the pool and talked Prodigy's business strategy and what they're planning on doing in 26, and you know, just a lot of really crazy stuff. And I was just like, wow. And he was just like, it didn't seem like he was at all like, oh, I gotta be strategic about what I'm saying. He was just like, yeah, this is what we're doing, you know, this is our plan, this is what we're after, you know. So it was crazy. It was a all around crazy experience. And yeah, I don't know.
Isn't it interesting how accessible these people are now at this point, where at the beginning of the year is when they announced, Prodigy announced that Will Shoestrick was going to take over and do a lot of things. And I remember us speculating and talking about like, hey, well, maybe they should try this. And now you're just directly talking to the man himself and what they're doing.
Yeah, it is pretty nuts. Like, I feel like our podcast at the beginning of the year, when Will Shoestrick, maybe even before he was announced as well, I feel like we were like, Prodigy needs to do this and spend a lot of time with creators and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, honestly, it seems like they've done a lot of what we said. I don't necessarily know if that's because of us, but whatever. But
Hey, man.
yeah, it is crazy to, you know, now be in a position where I have Will's email and, you know, chat with him for an hour or 2 hours about things that are very important to the trajectory of our sport. Just
Yeah, I
chilling
have
in
Will's
Puerto Rico.
number, not to brag.
There you go.
I'm just kidding.
There you
I'm just kidding.
Incredible flex.
He'll be at the expo, Disc East, so that's very exciting too. And so will Jim Millie and maybe Sajko. We don't know yet.
I
That's
know.
true.
I'm hoping I can make it out. It
I
has to
might.
be through the lens of another round. If so, I know we've speculated on here potentially me being able to do some social media stuff, but obviously I have a job with someone else in disc golf, so it would have to make sense for the company.
Yeah. 100%.
I think
But here's
it
hoping.
makes sense.
Here's hoping.
I think
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Here's hoping. That'll be super cool, because that would be my first one that I missed. Oh. Yeah, anyways. Ben, you're in the midst of it. I mean, it's
Into the
nearly
thick of
here
it.
at this point. You're just over a month away from the first expo going on for next year.
Crap, I know. Obviously, I'm prepared, and things are going well. But yeah, it's coming up very fast. If my math is correct, actually, I don't even want to do math, but it's like 50 something days away, I think. But yeah, January 24th, 25th, Disc East. A lot of exciting things going on. A lot of pros are coming this year, which is awesome. We're gonna get some FPL players too. I've been asking manufacturers to fly out some FPL players. So if that's been one of your questions why we didn't have FPO just yet on the website, it's because a lot of our pros and stuff aren't announced yet. But we did just announce Big Germ. Not announced, but he's up on the website. So confirmed him, I should say. And we're going to have Alden there. He's not even on the website yet. A couple other people that I don't want to say because I don't want to. They're not officially. But yeah.
Maple Hill's pretty much unplayable during that time of the year, right?
No, it's playable.
It just depends
It's
if
open.
there's snow or not.
Yeah, it's snowy. It's definitely playable though.
I might have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Try it. I mean, it'll be the windiest experience you'll probably ever have on that course.
And cold, but
Oh, it burns.
who knows? Hopefully it's not that bad. Hopefully, no snow. We need no snow that week and weekend. So, or we can have the blizzard that week. Just no snow on Saturday. That's all I ask.
So we've talked about you prepping for this. I feel like multiple times in this podcast at this point. How is this one different from the rest? Like the prep, is it easy at this point? Is it still difficult because you ramp it up each year?
Yeah, how is having a full-time employee now?
Right.
Yeah, so Pete's been great. He's been awesome. He's reached out to people. That was his main thing. Now he's just kind of being my right-hand man. Really, whatever I need. It's been pretty awesome. I will say I think I expected the workload to be more, but like we're still in this like awkward, like for him I'm saying, but we're still in this awkward phase where I think it'll ramp up come January. It's just the expos are so weird. It's just like now I have work to do and am doing stuff, but I don't. Probably last Funsie, I think said like a few weeks ago, it's like at a certain point, it's like I don't know what to do because like I want to work, but like I'm at a point where I can't announce anything. I haven't announced tickets. I'm just waiting for vendors. So I think that's been kind of like finding things for him to do has been like a balance, but it has been when the things that he has done has been a huge load off my shoulders. And just recently, I had him just preload a bunch of our announcements of past vendors so I can just download it whenever I need to. So that's been awesome. And yeah, I don't know. I think it is getting easier and easier, especially with Pete by my side. Shout out Pete, I know you're listening to this. But with the new venue, it's definitely a little bit of a curveball, and we're doing something really exciting at the expo too that I'm super stoked for. That's like a separate event from the expo. And well, it's part of the expo, but it's like post expo. I can't say much more than that. So that's gonna be awesome. And yeah, I really think everything's going smooth. And no real complaints. It's just, with the new venue, you never know the complications that might arise. But so far, it's been smooth sailing. I think the complications will come closer to the show once I'm like moving people around and trying to figure out like where people are and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And then I also saw you were in Iowa.
Yes,
you were just
this
hanging
weekend.
out. Yeah, was that for Gannon's birthday? Like, what was just cause you're like, hey, I just feel like going out that way?
No, well, it's my birthday, Sunday. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm sorry. I did wish you a happy birthday. Yeah,
thank you.
Sorry,
thank you.
Happy birthday.
But I went because so Ty works for the Pro Tour and is like does the Des Moines Challenge and all that. He had the idea of doing a Fortnite stream because Gannon loves Fortnite and stuff like that to fundraise for the Des Moines Disc Golf Club. But they didn't know how to do it, so that's why they flew me out because obviously I've been producing Staggered Stance and that's all live and using OBS and stuff like that. And yeah, it went off without a hitch. We grinded the first day trying to figure out stuff, but during the stream, yeah, everything sounded great. I was super stoked with how everything worked out, and yeah, that's really why I went, just for that Fortnite tournament.
And you have fun?
Yeah, I mean, it was super cool. He had like 160 people, and I felt like a real life streamer. I felt like Ninja Man for the first 2 hours, just like chat. And dude, and I had to get rid of for the next half day. I kept talking like this, guys. What are we gonna have for dinner, guys? It's like that's what you do on stream. Like, chat, what am I doing here? Chat.
I'm
And I
pushing.
could, yeah, chat, I'm pushing. So I kept thinking that I had to stop doing that. It took me a bit. But yeah, it was super fun just hanging out with like Matt, Ty, I got Keegan. I got to meet Kilby, who's part of the Fortnite squad that I never met before. We call him the Swedish Chef. And then yeah, I hung out in Des Moines all day for my birthday, and it was super fun.
That's lovely. I'm glad it was good.
Yeah, your turn. Sajko.
Yeah, Sajko, I haven't talked to you, like I said, in 5 weeks. How is now that you're kind of settled in and stuff? I've been watching
a
the
hot
vids.
minute. I know it's been just
been
over
doing
3
great.
months now, I think.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's very much a constant thing that I'm working on, and I've figured out the last 3 months, and I love it. It's been like interacting with Josh. You were talking about meeting like Germ and these people, and I've been doing videos with Germ and Yuli and Austin,
Germ's your
and things of
neighbor,
that
bro.
nature. Yeah, he's actually my dad. So being able to like meet these people and actually feel like I'm a person that's contributing something and not like kind of blurring the lines between fan and friend has been very special doing that. And like Brian Earhart, and then just really just on the YouTube grind, in addition to email, all that jazz. I'm trying to think of like other special things per se. I don't know, just like because work is always like the constant, so trying to figure out how to balance that is difficult. So like
Yeah, are
Broad
you
has
working like regular hours, or how have you found some kind of flow with when you're working, when you're not working, etc.?
I go into the office for like 9 and get out at like 4:30 or something maybe. But then it's like when I come home, I'm also maybe I still have to finish YouTube or do an email, or and then I have to still get posts ready for because maybe I went to go record that day, or like today I have a YouTube video that I have to put up, that I did with Austin, and then tomorrow we did a video with Broad. He didn't want us to post it today because he posted his front nine of him and Joe doing stuff together yesterday. So I'm posting that tomorrow. So I need to have the Austin video ready for tonight. So I was just trying to figure out these pieces that don't necessarily have like a handbook that you're like, hey, let me look this up and figure out what the right thing is to do. It's just so much feeling and like maybe you don't want to do things sometimes, honestly, but you kind of have to get them done regardless, just for the sake of the company. Sounds too dramatic, but it's like it just makes the most sense in that moment to do that. And then obviously still being a husband and taking care of yourself and things of that nature.
Yeah, having a social life too.
It's tough.
What have you found a cadence? Like, is it 3 YouTube videos, 5? You guys post daily, so multiple times a day. Like, what is the cadence for things you're posting? And then you're doing the email as well.
Yeah, so I'm posting 3 times a day on Instagram. Joe does very occasionally post, but yeah, it'll be probably 3 times a week for YouTube, something of that nature. And then email.
Dude, you are
2 to
grinding.
3 a
Holy
week.
crap.
It's a lot.
You're definitely
Yeah.
working over 40 hours. Am I right to assume that?
Oh, yeah. It's Broad has been in town. Broad has been in town, and he wanted us to like play together, and I feel so bad for him. He's been so kind and patient. I just like don't get a time to do that, honestly. We he did get to come to the shop a couple times. We hung out. I think we're gonna go get dinner at some point, just to be able to catch up and talk all things, because I mean he's in the area, and we would love that. But yeah, he's like, you don't really get to play disc golf too much, do you? And I'm like, bro, I like once a week, maybe something like that. I'd like to be able to do more content. I have a fun series coming up that I would like to do that features me a little bit more on the YouTube channel. But Yeah, it ain't easy. But
But
that's yeah. Again, that's not me trying to complain and be like, "Oh my gosh, poor me." But it
well,
is
yeah,
a
the only reason I
reality.
brought that up is because like people I don't think understand like 3 YouTube videos and then posting seems like oh like that's cake, but like dude, even if you're doing just those 3 videos, never mind Instagram, you'd easily still be working 40 hours a week because just of the editing and recording. It's a
Yeah,
lot. So for you to
yeah.
be doing all that, it's kudos.
Well,
Maybe
I
you'll have
compare it to
assistant in the
something.
future.
Yeah, maybe. But I compare it to. I never thought about this before. Someone like Foundation. I think all four of those guys are editors. Like I think they all actively
At least
edit
they
I
can,
don't
videos.
yes.
think I don't think Hunter really does it, but I'm pretty sure Trevor does the editing for like Robbie C and then himself, and then yeah, Silas and Connor are pretty much full time
Yeah.
editing. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Hunter can. I just don't think he really ever does.
I think I heard him talk on Coffee Break before, saying that he did. I think a recent Robbie one, and at the time
Really?
that was
Okay.
recent. Maybe that was like a
Then I'm
month or two
capping.
ago. I have no
Yeah.
idea, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's. I try to keep that in mind, where it's like, okay, you don't have to absolutely lose your mind trying to. Life is not work. I mean, you keep doing the best that you can, and uh, but I am by nature a perfectionist sort of deal in the sense that I feel like early on I was much more of a Jay Millie in the sense that I would take my time and try to make things as thought out, and I'm like, okay, this is the best that I can do at this point in time. And now with time limits, like I can't be that person. So trying to adjust my mannerisms and work ethic and thought process is just like you may not be okay with where it's at. Oh, I mean, it's still good. I'm not going to put out something that I is just an utter turd. Like I'm sure it could happen sometimes, but there are other levels to it that I cannot do. Just it just
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
that's literally what I tell Gannon. I was like I could like make it pristine and crazy, but you sometimes tell me at 9 p.m. we need this up by 7 a.m. You know, like so
Does
like
he really?
not like that was an exaggeration, but I was sometimes I had to tell him like you know there's only so much like we value like for example the recaps like there's only so much we value getting them up the Monday up. So yeah, I'm the same way. I feel you. It's like you got to put it like I think we talked about it's like 85% or something like that. Where obviously we could
Hmm.
do the captions and the you know the zooms and the cuts and stuff like that, but at a certain point it's good enough to where like people won't really care regardless. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a lot of it has to happen in pre-production or not pre-production, but like while you're recording, you kind of set things up that allow
Yeah,
you
like
kind
yeah,
of
like a
take work away in
what is
post.
it called? Prompt scripting. That's what you do, J Millie.
Yeah, I was about to mention, I feel like I've found a much quicker workflow because I've done a lot better job of like scripting a video before I film it. Like I used to kind of just have an idea and then go do the idea and then figure almost like 90% of the like storyline for the video out in the edit rather than like now if I'm filming a video, I go in and I know at least one storyline I want to tell and then the other one kind of just forms like based on what happens, you know? And so like I said with the Puerto Rico thing, I knew that going to Puerto Rico and like filming that tournament, the story I wanted to tell was, hey, how is disc golf growing outside of the US? And so like that is something I can tell and script and whatever before
Yeah.
I even film my tournament. And then the other plot is like, how did I play? What went through my mind, you know, etc. And then like the coverage, you know, I was only planning on one video, but then I figured out I was going to be on feature card. So it's like, well, I want to tell the story of my first time on feature card because that's super duper cool for my, you know, progression as a professional disc golfer to one day play on the pro tour. And so, you know, going into that, I tell I scripted that, and then the story forms itself. So I definitely think that pre-production helps a lot. I think the more videos you do, the better you get at it. Like I used to have to sync up my mic audio with my camera audio manually, clip by clip, and then it's just
you
so
used to
stupid.
tell me that, and I'm like, how would you do that? That
Well,
takes
it's
like
just stupid
so
of
much
me.
time.
Like, there's so many easier ways to do it. Like now, most of the time, I just put the receiver in my camera, and the mic just does that.
Yeah,
but
before you're just doing
I
all
think-
iPhone, I think that's
Yeah, before I was doing iPhone and using a mic at the same time, which, then. But now I've realized, honestly, for the most part, like iPhone, like when I'm using my iPhone, which is like typically for face shots, I can just use that audio. Like the audio is not that much different than what I get from my mic. So for the most part, I don't sync that audio up. Whatever, that's the nitty gritty. All that to say, yeah, I think the workflow just gets easier. You start planning better. But I was going to ask you, Sajko, I feel like, just based on what I'm hearing from you, it seems like right now the workload you have, or at least how much time you're spending on it, isn't your ideal, like, it doesn't sound super sustainable. Am I hitting is that right? Like, do you want to be a little bit more efficient and not take work home as much? Or like what does an ideal kind of timeline look like for you?
I think it's a combination of a few different factors. I don't mind working on things at home as long as I'm able to limit that. It's more so, I feel like it's more so me just going through it and being forced to figure out, hey, how can I do what I would like to do the most effective way I possibly can? And maybe that requires me, as I was kind of talking about, to make certain sacrifices in the way that I would do things previously. So now it's like, I think it will always just be a continuous part of our lives to be like, how did I ever complain before that I had no time? Where it's like, then you're forced to get more and more effective with your time, each year that goes by, and it has gotten easier. Like, I don't want to make this sound like working at another round is a whipping post, because that's not the case at all. Joe and these guys are like buying my food if we go out someplace. Like, I think I cry laughing every single day because they're idiots in the best way possible.
Yeah, I'm not trying. I don't know. I feel like my question kind of implies that I'm like, oh, it seems like you hate it there and it doesn't blah, blah, blah. But that's not what I'm trying to imply. I just know for me, like, I'm kind of the same way that you were saying. Like, I'm a perfectionist. Like, right now, life is really weird because I'm being a full-time dad while also now doing YouTube full-time. And, like, I have to squeeze all of my YouTube work into her naps because while she's awake, I'm keeping her alive, So, like, it's hard for me to not work really weird hours and have a regular flow. But, like, if you give me time, like, for the most part, I lean towards, like, oh, I'm just going to get a ton of work done and, like, I'll be ahead on my videos and blah, blah, blah. Instead of, like, taking time to relax and spend time with my wife and spend time with my friends and enjoy myself. And so I feel like kind of what you were saying sounded like similar to me in that sense. Like, I have to be very intentional with, like, boundaries sometimes, where it's like, oh man, I'd really like to get this video out on Friday, but, like, it's just not going to happen. And so instead of grinding all day Saturday or Sunday, like, I'm going to take the weekend. We'll post it on Monday. It's fine. No one's going to cry about it. And then you're going to spend time with people over the weekend,
Yes.
And that was kind of what I was asking, was just like, I have to set boundaries. I have to be very specific with the way I do things. Otherwise, I will just, like, overwork, which can be fun. Like, there's time. That's the blessing of being self-employed. You can underwork, you can overwork, and finding that happy middle ground is kind of impossible. It's either you're taking too much time for yourself or you're not taking enough. So
It is an environment that very easily can make you overwork if that is the kind of person that you are. And I feel like in doing a job like this, I'm not going to say that it's not necessarily the workload because that's of course an aspect of it, but you are kind of going head to head with your own anxiety. And maybe you feel internal pressure sometimes to be like, I need to make sure that this comes out because people are depending on me.
yeah,
And then if you ask them or talk to them, they're probably like, "Brother, what are you doing? You're fine." Like, don't even stress about that. Like something that
yeah,
can be so big to you that you've built up in your head. To everyone else is just like, who cares? Yeah, like it'll come out. Just put it out the next day. Everything will be fine. It's not like I think less of you because you forgot to put this one stupid edit in that you were like, oh, I spent 30 minutes on this thing.
yeah.
So
Agreed.
yes, I am in a good headspace. I'll put that out there.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's been getting quicker with like, hey, emails are easy now. There's like a workflow for doing YouTube. It's still a matter of tackling it, but I am lucky that on the weekends, I don't think YouTube. We have uploaded on the weekend before, but to a certain degree, I'm almost like maybe we shouldn't do that.
Sunday's
Hey,
kind of a dead day in my opinion. Like, just never post on Sunday. Like, avoid Sunday at all costs.
yeah,
I know
right.
a lot of popular YouTubes post on Saturday, but I shoot for Mondays and Fridays if I'm ever posting. That's kind of just a preference thing, but I think there is a little bit of something to it.
Yeah, there definitely could be. But again, that just falls into the figure it out part of all this. But
Yeah, true.
I have silent goals that I probably will not talk about on here that I would like to reach before the end of the year. That seem doable. So
One
that's
Can I
what I'm
guess?
million
focused on.
followers.
Can I guess? Is it for YouTube specifically?
I'm not going to say a single thing, unfortunately.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's valid. Because if
Yeah.
I guessed and then you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's right," then you'd
Yeah,
be giving it
there's
away
some
anyways.
psychologists out there that can read my expression in that moment and be like, "Oh, he was lying." You ever have
All right,
someone that came into high
well,
school and did that?
I would guess, yeah, it has to do with YouTube subscribers. That's like
Yeah, I'm
everyone's
gonna
goal.
guess.
One of them is
I'm gonna guess you want to hit 25K subscribers on another round. I'm not looking at your
he's like-
face.
like spits out
I'm
his
not-
whole house.
I'm not looking at your
Yeah, I'm
face,
just like-
so I don't know. But my guess is 25K subscribers, and then,
Yeah, I don't know what the other goal would be. Everyone just cares about
hit like a
subscribers.
view threshold. Like, well, you've had a few videos do pretty good numbers, so maybe not that. Who knows? That's my one guess. I'll guess 25K. I mean, you're not going to tell us, so there's no resolution to this.
That is one thing that I've been kind of proud of. I feel like for the YouTube channel is I feel like our videos tend to do better than I feel like a channel of our size should be doing.
That's the spot you want to be in. I
Yeah.
always like to, I have over 100K subscribers, but it's
You
only
do?
once a blue moon. You act like I say that all the time. I feel like I'm pretty good about not saying that all the time. Okay.
Dude, I gotta keep
And I'm using this to further a point, okay?
dude, I gotta mess with the boys and not just be
True.
like, yes, like G Willikers,
Well, okay, what I was trying to say is I barely ever get a video that does more than my subscribers. And I think the spot to be the spot of a super duper healthy channel is when most of your videos have more views than your subscribers. Now, I think my channel's pretty healthy. I'm very happy with where it's at, and I think it is growing. But I do really like to see, I think that you guys do great numbers for a disc golf channel and for a channel of y'all's size. So, I don't know. It's really interesting to. I feel like disc golf has a lot of ways that the niche kind of breaks the stereotypical YouTube algorithm.
Mhm.
There's so many ways that, if you look at some of the most popular, most viewed videos in disc golf, you're like, how is this thumbnail got 1 million views? How did this video, this is so random, but
Yeah.
that's just how disc golf is, and that's the sport we love and are in. So,
Oh, here's an annoying side thing that maybe someone can relate to or think it's insane with me. So when I was recording, maybe I've talked about it on here. So much time has passed at this point. I don't even know what I've talked about on here in the last month. We did a series where Austin Turner tried to see where he would have placed if he had played 2012 Worlds, and it was all in comparison to Paul Macbeth, who won that World Championship, and that was the first Worlds that he had won. So in one of the courses that they played was Renaissance Gold, and we did the entire video. The microphone was connected, everything was good, and then afterwards I noticed that the mics did not work at all. So all I had was raw phone audio in wind.
yeah,
And it
I saw you do
sucked
like
a butt.
you did subtitles for that video. That had to have taken forever.
It took double the time that edit would normally
Wait,
take. It was
do you
horrible.
edit on your phone still? Or
No, occasionally
Oh,
for
okay.
for some things I do, but yeah, it sucked. It was
what are
not
you
fun.
on now? Are you on DaVinci or are you on Premiere?
Yeah, I go between DaVinci and my phone.
Okay, cool. I kind of figured you had to have made the transition with how much editing you do now, but I didn't know.
Yeah, right. So you have seen it, which is interesting. So
The
point that
video? Yeah, I watched the video.
heck yeah.
Yeah, I
Point-
watch your stuff, Sajko. Don't worry.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. Again,
Sorry,
you throw
I'll
things
start
out into
commenting.
microcosm, and
I'll-
you assume people watch it, but you have no idea.
I'll start
Yeah.
commenting. That's something I want to be better about is I watch a lot of disc golf content, but I forget to comment so often. And so I need to start commenting more.
Hmm. Well, hey, that's
Okay,
appreciated.
finish your
but,
point. Sorry, I've interrupted you like 5 times.
The point that I'm getting to is everything was set up perfectly fine, but the microphone needed to be updated. Please let me know why, or if any listener has a good reason as to why a microphone needs an update. Because I can't think of a good one. That's the dumbest
Software
thing I've ever
update?
heard of. And it doesn't warn you, doesn't say anything. You just have
Yeah.
to. And this was the kicker. I tested it and it worked. Like I
Yeah.
checked the audio before we recorded, and immediately after is when it apparently this update needed to happen. So now I way over the top check after everything that I record.
That's like definitely the way to be though, because there's been so many times where, like, I always do the microphone on the hat thing, and I got kind of too reliant on it. And so there was a video recently. It was when I played at the Hideaway, the #1 course in Texas, where I played 2 rounds where I was letting it record everything, and it was hooked up to my camera. But because it was 2 rounds, and I don't think I had charged them the night before, they died on the second, or like the receiver died on the second round. And so like 6 of the holes have no audio because I had my receiver plugged into my camera. And so the audio, or like the camera thought that audio was coming through the receiver, but the receiver was dead. And so there's just straight up no audio. And so
Yeah.
I kind of had to get kind of nifty with how I did it. Like, I don't think people noticed because I did like a musical sequence and some VO and stuff. But like, you almost have to have like a double fail safe when you're filming videos. Like, now I almost want to like use a shotgun mic and use my mics, so like I just never have an issue. Like, if one of them fails, I have the other one to rely on, because I don't want to be in that situation again. Because I was literally like, when I first saw it, I was like, well, this video is scrapped, like that's
Yeah.
I don't know. So often my camera dies or my mics die or stuff like that happens, and I have to figure it out on the fly.
Well, I think,
So.
Sajko, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but since you're just filming, you should be able to plug in headphones and listen to see if the mic's on at all times and see what it's picking up.
I may be able to do that.
'Cause
the next big
Well,
thing,
he's
You
on
can-
phone. He's on his phone, Ben.
You're recording
I
on
don't
your
know.
phone?
I have been
Yeah,
for lately for YouTube, but the
Oh,
next
but the
year
receiver,
or
you might
within the next
still be able to plug it into the receiver. You might. I don't know. It depends what it is. But yeah, sorry. I thought
Yeah,
you were
could
on
be.
camera. If it was camera, then yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
gonna
I thought
be.
you were a legit YouTuber. What?
Yeah, oh, cool. That'll be the next thing.
You can
Is
see right here. See,
uh,
it has like a mic. The top one's a mic, and then the bottom. Oh, you can see it. The bottom one's headphones.
yeah,
Bro,
that'll
you
be the
guys
next
wanna
thing
see-
is doing an actual camera.
Here's my broken lens.
Ooh, pain.
Yeah, I was recording a video like a month ago, and it fell over and bent the whole lens, and so
That
I
sucks.
couldn't use my camera because I only had one lens because I'm a scrub, and so I couldn't use my camera for like a month. I got a new lens though.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
I
that'll
only
be
have
the
one
next
lens
thing.
too.
The next
Yeah?
thing is getting the. We have the camera. It's just been
Oh.
me. It's just been me learning it, and then I want to
What is
use it. It's a little too over the top. It's an FX30, so I don't know if
Oh,
I'll
wow.
necessarily need
It's
to
a red
use that,
camera.
but that's what we have.
Yeah, that's like a cinema grade camera, right?
Yeah, the file size is probably going to be egregious.
Wait, the Prodigy
But-
FX30. I love that disc.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite mold.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm excited to try it and just see what happens with it, and just the new thing to learn. It's like instead of just get comfortable, just keep pushing it forward.
Yeah, since I don't know how you want to go about it. You should definitely, in my opinion, ease into it. But since you will, for the most part, you are like the cameraman for another round. Like you're in front of the camera sometimes, but it seems like most of the time, like that's if you're filming yourself. And so I'd almost wonder if like you should always be a second shooter. Like set the camera up on the tripod and then press record and then go off to the side and use your phone and get a cool angle, you know, or only
Could be.
use the camera for like slow-mo shots like on the
Yeah.
T-pad, you know? Like I think there's a lot of cool ways
right.
cuz there's not I mean other than Foundation, there's not a lot of channels in disc golf. Well, I guess Simon now, but that have like a dedicated camera person.
Yeah, lots of
exists?
exciting things in that regard, I suppose. Lots of fun content.
Wait, sorry,
plans
what'd you
coming
say,
up.
Ben? I guess Gannon as well, yeah.
Said, do I not exist?
True. Sorry.
Dude, you were the GOAT this year. What are you talking about?
I'm
Dude,
sorry.
How quickly they forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
just
it's like
the
Kristen
expo guy.
leaving.
Yeah, you have too many successful ventures that, you know, I just forget.
But hey, thank you guys for asking questions. Do we talk about Kristen at this point? And the goodbye video, essentially?
She'll be back.
I didn't even watch that.
Really?
I didn't know that was a thing.
You watch that and you feel like she'll be back.
I don't know.
Brother.
I watched
You're-
okay. I'll
She
Can you
say-
tell me?
so
Can
happy.
you guys explain it to me? I didn't even know that was a
I only
thing.
watched
I've been
half
out of
it,
loop.
so I don't know. I just think she'll be back in like 5 years. Like I don't think it'll be anything anytime soon, but I think at some point she'll be back.
I think
I don't know.
she. Okay, so Ben, or for any listener that has not seen the video, last week Latitude 64 put out a video where they had Jonathan playing around with Kristen and essentially asking questions regarding this past season. You know, pretty much every outstanding question that everyone has had, or like discussion circulating her exiting disc golf. And in that, she pretty much gives a little context about why she left. So maybe there are still a couple cryptic things that, of course, are her personal life, so we don't need to know that. But, I mean, you heard it here. Like, I don't feel like she'll be back because, to me, she seems very happy. And it doesn't make sense for her to come back if, like, it seems like she's able to enjoy disc golf in the position that she's currently in. But to Josh and maybe, I'm sure, lots of other people, there's hope that she probably is going to come back.
Well, okay, listen. I agree with you. Like I think from the video it seemed like the right decision for her. Like she seems to be very happy, seems to have dealt with or maybe not dealt with. Seems like to be dealing with all of the issues that were occurring. Seems like, you know, her and her husband are financially stable enough to not have to have her go back to work. But I don't know. Like it seems like one of those things to me that like I just have a feeling. Like I don't know. Like that is just how I feel. Like obviously to some degree, Sheila. I don't know. I can't assume this, but here's my guess. To some degree, she has to like the competitive nature of disc golf. To some degree, she loves disc golf. My feeling is that unless there's like some trauma associated with disc golf or being competitive or whatever, my feeling is just like if she kind of crests a hill at some point of this things she's struggling with, it seems like to me it might be like should I go back? Like I was the number one player in the world. I was on track to be the GOAT of FPO disc golf. Like, I don't know. You could almost compare it to Tiger leaving in his prime. I don't know. There's so many implications, and it seems like
Jordan leaving his prime, which he did.
Yeah, she doesn't. It seems like she doesn't care about that, But like, it seems like to me, if I'm in this situation, if I crest the hill on these things, why not go back? Unless there's some trauma associated with it, which could be the case, and then all of this point is moot. But it's like, why not go back if you figure it out, So that's why I'm saying I think she'll be back, because I think she'll figure it out, and things will be good again, hopefully.
Isn't there a tournament that's going to be happening in Estonia in 2026?
I think they have the Worlds.
I think there's one.
I think it's Worlds.
Yeah, I think you're
it's
right.
Worlds, right? So I think in a case like that, I feel like that's almost a no-brainer.
Yeah,
because it seems like a big thing that would hold back a disc golfer that is a mom would be time away from family. Yeah, traveling. Yeah. So if something's in your backyard, I'm sure that makes it a whole lot easier. Yeah, I don't feel like any of the trauma is related to disc golf itself. I'm sure she still has plenty of love for the sport. It just seems like there are certain things that you can't ignore in your life that's
one of my main feelings for like why she'll come back. Because from the way she's spoken, seems like maybe there were some issues on the competitive side and maybe too much pressure on herself. Or I think she talked about that a little bit. But like it seemed like for the most part, a lot of the issues were off the course. And so it's like if you can find some resolution and peace from the issues off the course, it seems like maybe she could get back to the course at some point. But I think the way she's going about it is the proper way to go about it. I think if she went about it like, I'm taking a break and I'll be back at some point, like that would be crazy, but it wouldn't give her the ability to not come back.
For sure.
Know? Because now it's like, hey, I'm done. Never see me again. Never going to be on the Pro Tour again. But if she comes back, it's like, oh my gosh, she's back.
Totally.
But if it's like, hey, I'm taking a 2-year break. I have stuff to deal with. After 2 years, she's like, I haven't dealt with it. Like, I'm not coming back yet. Everyone's like, what the heck? You said you were only going to be off season for this long. So I don't fault her for going about it the way she is. Because like, if she comes back, it's just, I think, amazing. Everyone's hyped, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So,
yeah. No, I think that's well said. She, it's almost cooler if she, okay, I don't know how to put this into the correct words, but it's almost cooler if she doesn't come back, in the sense that she has nothing to prove, and it creates this cool, like, man, what could have been sort of deal, right?
True.
And it's like Nate Doss leaving in his prime, and everyone's like, what the heck? This dude has 3 world titles, and he's just like, peace.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, you're right. If she never comes back, it'll be one of the biggest what ifs. Like she's in her prime. She probably would have. Well, I guess she dropped out of Worlds this year. That's what happened, right? That's when she retired.
Yes, I think she played the first round.
Yeah. So
yeah, she dropped out.
She might have won
year.
Worlds. She probably would have gotten a few in the next. Well, that's the what if, right? You don't know. I think she would have gotten a few more in the next few years. Definitely won a bunch of tournaments. But yeah, if she comes back, there will be a lot of pressure. Like for her legacy, you'd like to see her come back and be dominant again. And then, I don't know. Yeah, like she almost has nothing to prove, because if she comes back and is dominant, it's just like, yeah, she was supposed to be dominant. It's not like oh my gosh, she came back and she was still dominant. Like, I think it would be more better to just leave the legacy where it's at. Yeah. Who knows? Interesting.
I mean, the question is, like, what happens now with FPO? Obviously,
they're
it just
rejoicing.
goes on. It continues. Does it get better? Or
So, firsthand now, because I was paired with her on skins. Bro, she's nasty. She's nasty. Like, in my opinion, disc golf is very like a very mental sport. And I think over 50% of the game boils down to what you can do on the putting green. So if you can just put yourself within 40 feet most of the time, or if you put yourself within 40 feet most of the time and make all those putts, you win every event, honestly, on the Pro Tour. And when I played with her, she was automatic inside 35 feet. And like, skins, it's nothing crazy. And obviously she won a world title, and there's other times where there's more pressure. But like, there was a decent crowd. It's a lot of views. There was money on the line. And it was just like no pressure, just step up. Ching. And so like, I don't know, like I could see Own, especially winning the world title this last year, like kind of maybe taking up a mantle, even as someone who's in her 40s, which is crazy. Like, that's just so cool that she won FP40 worlds as well as regular worlds. Like, that is just it's just unheard of, kind of crazy.
I feel like it's almost undersung to a certain degree.
Yeah, no one talks about it.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Own one. That's pretty cool. Crickets. What do you mean?
Here's where I take issue with that. I think that's an Innova issue. I think that Innova could do a better job marketing their players. Because, I think if Own's on Discraft, there's 8 discs that come out because she won world title, and Discraft's posting the highlights every 2 weeks. Like, I don't know. I obviously think maybe some of the issue is the hype surrounding FPO is a little bit smaller than MPO, but I think at the end of the day, like, I feel like similar things kind of happen with Calvin's win was that the European Open, or was that the Disc Golf Festival?
It served the same role, kind of.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. Like, yes. I just don't really hear people talking about that one either. Granted, I mean, that's a major, right? That was a major this year. And I don't know. I just hear more about the other ones, Champions Cup and other stuff. Like, I've heard more about Ezra Aderhold winning Des Moines than I heard about Calvin winning a major. Like, I think it's on Innova. That's my opinion. Granted,
yeah, like,
I don't know. It's tough.
Can you even think of what disc they released for Calvin winning? Because at least for Ezra Aderhold, I know what disc they released for that.
I don't know either.
Well, because Discraft continuously did the Confetti series, so he got the Nuke OS.
Yeah.
But, okay. Yeah, anyways. But that is...
I was like, I don't know either.
I have your point. I get your point. I was also going to say the caveat to my whole view is I'm a Discraft fanboy and an Innova hater. So that's the caveat.
Whoa! They'll be at
I feel like I've been very open with that.
They'll be at the
This
Expo.
boy
You gotta talk to them.
destroyers.
You guys gotta sit down. You gotta sit down and have a chat.
Well, dude, I've like messaged them. I've like commented on stuff. They have, maybe they've heard that I'm an Innova hater.
No, dude,
So.
go talk to Chad Sullivan. Or
He's the best
go talk to
ever.
Jonathan Poole. Like,
Best
these are
ever
some...
as well.
They're the best people.
Don't get me wrong. I think Innova has great people. I think they have great discs. Like Sajko said, I throw a Destroyer, I throw a Wraith. But I don't know. I just take issue with some of the ways that I've heard, some of the things that I've heard. playing on a card with Germ, maybe I heard some stuff. Who knows?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, hey, they were quick to sign Nate Sexton. You guys see that? Talk about under the radar. That
his
was just
contract was up or what?
Yeah, they announced. Ben, did you see this? It was like a week or two ago. They're like, "Oh yeah, Nate Sexton."
I did not see
that.
that.
Was just kaboom.
Well, they're Firebirds. They make cake on them. I don't think Sexton will ever leave. He makes too much on the Firebirds.
That dude makes not the dumbest amount of money. He's earned it, but I just mean an insane amount of money from those Firebirds.
Yeah. He'll never leave.
They lost Big Germ. They lost Climo. At this point, I don't know where I heard it, but I heard through the rumor mill, there's been multiple times they've almost lost Heimberg. So they gotta be careful with who they have and what they're doing.
Where would Vinny
go? I'm not
surprised.
That'd
be intriguing.
Yeah,
I almost said someone, but I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, we're not a speculation pod.
I've heard something behind it. It was meant in a derogatory manner.
Oh, okay. I don't know who we're talking about.
It was a joke. But... Anyways, moving on. Any other thoughts or things going on in the last 3 weeks since we've hung out? Nothing. We're coming up on an
winter.
hour. I mean, it's
the winter. There's nothing much going on.
I mean, I have a lot of stuff that's going on, but I can't talk about it yet. So,
yeah. Yup.
Whoa, in what way? Can you talk about in what way?
I just have unspoken goals that I don't even want to.
Shut up. That is insane.
Ben, can you buy me a plane ticket to Dallas to just fight Jay Milley?
I got you. This South. I got you.
That sounds incredible. Hey,
cool.
Another round Dallas did let me know that they have a free hotel room that they have to use before the end of the year.
What?
It was part of a giveaway that they did. Yeah, it was a part of a giveaway, and the person never claimed it. Because I was talking to one of the owners the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, we have this if you want to come down." And I was like, I don't know if that makes sense financially, but that's very nice of you. That's cool.
Yeah, why not? This South. Oh, by the end of the year. Never mind.
Yeah, by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But after this,
Dallas is nothing to write home about, really.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hey,
if we can't
concrete,
if we can't touch on anything else, I'm sure we'll do it next time in a month when we post again.
Yo, no, we're back on a regular schedule. Thanks for all the fans for sticking with us. All the people that DM me. I'm a big Funsie fan.
We definitely need to get back to
we do.
At least every 2 weeks.
Dude, I had so many people reach out to me saying they're such a Funsie fan. I'm like, wow, wait, Funsie's kind of
shout out to all of you guys for real. Like I said, for being patient, sticking around with this. We'll definitely be able to get out an episode next week, I would imagine. Christmas time, who knows about that? I thinking ahead 2 weeks right now seems like 7 years in advance.
Totally.
But yeah, we're coming up on the end of 2025 regardless. So thank you to everyone.
What a
random person on the course. No, a random person at a disc golf shop this past weekend was like, "You're Nathan from Funsie." What do you mean, dude?
Yes. Funsie.
That's huge.
Please subscribe to us so we can get paid, though. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, none of us will be mad at that.
If you don't mind. We need 500 subscribers. That'd be good. I mean, we'd probably get paid like $20, but it would pay for our software. Thank you.
That would be so good. All right, well, hey, I guess we'll wrap it up then. Thank you guys for listening. Until next time. Yeah, Funsie out.
Funsie. Bye.